What's up, proxies and bang boos? It's me, Zone Zero Hero. Today we're going to tackle the very important question: how old are the Zenless Zone Zero characters? This topic is actually pretty sensitive to the fans. Some in the community claim it's creepy to even ask such a question, while others like myself are lore nerds and love exploring topics like this. So, with that being said, if you are a nerd like me, let's do some research and do our best to answer this totally important question. We will go about this as thoroughly as possible and yet as simply as possible too, because it seems that the devs' favorite method of giving us character lore is a slow, drippy method. So very little or absolutely nothing is known about the age of some characters. One final thing to note before we get started: some of the concepts that I'll be using to calculate character ages are based on real-world principles. Yes, I know. This is a fantasy game and you can't apply real-world ideas to fantasy games, but I believe the devs at Hoyoverse have done just this with a few Chinese, Japanese, and English concepts. Don't worry, we'll take things like that very loosely as we determine the characters' ages. Alright, here we go, starting our way from the oldest and working our way down. That means our first character is Qingyi. She is currently an advanced AI placed into a super cute, artificial, combat-capable body. Many years ago, she was human. How she lived and died is unknown, but it seems after her natural body was gone, her consciousness was placed into a robotic body equipped with AI upgrades for the presumed purpose of law enforcement. Her lore suggests that she has been reawakened many times, maybe meaning that her artificial body was unalived somehow, and then her consciousness was re-uploaded to a new one. This process happens to her over and over for approximately 300 or more years. We know this because of her character trailer that shows her original self fighting alongside a curiously Zhu Yin-like figure. The time period seen in the trailer seems to suggest she comes from the early Qing dynasty. Putting this all together, she is easily the oldest Zenless character with an assumed age of 300 plus. Next character is Piper. This is gonna be a fun one. Depending on who you believe, Piper is either just older than 18-ish or somewhere around 90 years old. If you look at all the things she's accomplished and where she currently seems to be in her life, you would say she's a young adult. Yet, if you ask her, she would probably say something like, "Little old me? Oh, child. Well, I'm probably old enough to be your grandmammy." Adorable. Pretty good impression. I thought she was here. This is all super confusing, but it's also the meme that is the Piper character. Many times throughout the game, she speaks about herself as if she's an old woman. However, physically, she seems to be about the same age as the other sons of Calydon. Really, we have no idea. So for this list, I thought it'd be fun to put her between the ages of 18 and 90. Next on the list is everyone's favorite teddy bear, Ben Bigger. That's an awesome idea. Somebody get on that right away and make a Ben Bigger teddy bear. Holy moly, yes. Ben's exact age is challenging to determine because he's a flippin' bear thyron. And since nothing has yet to be said about how bear thyrons age in the world of Zenless, that makes things a little difficult. But based on his story, we can determine that he has been working with the Belobog Industries crew for a decade or two, and that he started when he met Horse Belobog sometime in his youth or teenage years. So, with a generous estimate, that puts him between the ages of 25 and 35 years old. That brings us to the police lady that everybody would like to be arrested by. Oh my, the cake factory herself, Zhu Yin. Her age was confirmed in promotional art as 24 during the closed beta test 3. But since she's had a birthday since then, she is now 25 years old. This one is also just as easy because the information has been more or less confirmed. Miyabi. Miyabi was classmates with Zhu Yin. During the story, they speak about each other as being the same age. So that puts her at 25 as well. A staggering amount of my viewers are not subscribed. If you enjoy this content, let me know by hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, and tell me in the comment section down below what lore topics you would like me to cover on this channel next. Our next one goes kinda deep. It's Belle and Wise. Out of all the characters, we probably know the most about our protagonists, and yet we know so very little. We can confirm that they are out of high school and they are well established as successful business owners among the residents of 6th Street. Among other small pieces of information, one that kind of stands out is that Belle is renewing her driver's license during a story scene in the game. And in China, the earliest you can get your license is at 18. Also, the earliest you can renew them is every 6 years. That puts her somewhere around 24, 25 years old. It's also unconfirmed if the siblings are twins or just brother and sister. Belle does refer to Wise as her older brother or big brother, so perhaps he's older by a few minutes in terms of twin standards, or he's older by a year or two in terms of sibling standards. Nevertheless, given all the information compiled, I've put their ages between 20 and 25 years old, probably closer to 25. Moving a bit quickly, we come to Nekomata. She is out of her school-age years, and her story seems to insinuate she's lived a few years of hard life up to this point. Her depth and maturity places her somewhere around 18 to 20 years old. Our ninja girl Ambi is next. Ambi has a very hidden past, so it's possible she's a bit younger or a lot bit older than her appearance. We will most definitely find out more about her and Soldier 11 in the near future. I've put her age at 18 plus, just based on appearance and based on the general clues that she gives. Speaking of Soldier 11, she's the same age as Ambi, due to them being sisters, siblings, clones, something like that, but I do think they're the same age. Heading back to the Sons of Calydon, we have Caesar. Caesar says she was a toddler when her father left, so at that time maybe 2 to 5 years old. She then mentions she was a kid when the Calydon gang split, and not long after she lost her left arm in an accident, so she was probably around 10 years old at that time. Lore seems to suggest that Big Daddy ran the Sons of Calydon gang for an estimated 5 years. And after that, Caesar took over as leader and has led for about 1 to 2 years. So, add all that up, and that puts her age somewhere between 16 and 20 years old. Lucy's next. She may look like jailbait, but I promise she's older than she appears. After finishing high school and possibly even some college years, Lucy has a disagreement with her family and runs away from home to the outer ring. She joins the Sons of Calydon seemingly just at the time that Caesar has taken over for her father. Not exactly a long period of time, but some time has passed since she's found herself in the outer ring. Lucy is as smart as she is talented, her character is well developed, and I feel that despite her appearance, her story puts her at least 18 plus. You can see Ellen having many conversations throughout the game with her classmates. This is because indeed, she is still in high school. Which year of high school is the question. If you pay attention to the conversations that her and her classmates have throughout the game, they speak often about school events that they're planning for. If we follow general customs and Chinese customs, based on these events, we can put Ellen at a first year of high school. That would place her age at 16. Yet there's a controversial cutscene where she mentions to the proxies to pretend that they are part of her class. She says, act as if you're 18 to 20. That's a bit confusing, but again, this is a fantasy game, so she does hold down a rather serious job, something a young adult can do, but because of this, and her conversations with her classmates, I've placed Ellen between the ages of 16 and 18 years old. The burning pineapple-haired leader of Belobog Industries, Calydon. Due to the events with her father, Calydon's backstory is pretty well developed. We see that she is probably around 5-ish years old when Hollow Zero sprang into existence, and it's been 11 years since that happened. That puts Calydon's age somewhere around 16. Our Moe maid, Corin, is next. In her voice announcement trailer from way back when, she very bluntly announces that she's a Gemini and 16 years old. It might be a little contested, but I also think it's a little confirmed. Starlight Knights assemble! Because Billy's here. Yes, Billy is this far down on the list because he is an AI creation and the date of his creation is unknown. What is known about Billy's past is he, like Qing-Yi, is from the ancient times. During 1.4 in the Sons of Calydon storyline, we find out that Billy was discovered and then bought by probably Big Daddy. He He then served as the champion for the original Calydon gang for a number of years, probably about 5 years. Then the big split between the Calydon gang happens, the Sons of Calydon is born, Big Daddy's the leader, and he serves as champion under them for another 5 years. He then decides he needs a change in life and seeks new company. He finds his new family, the Gentle Hares, and has been with them for about a year or two. Adding that all up, we can definitely say Billy is a lot older than we know, due to a big question mark over Billy's creation date, but for this list, because of what we know, I've placed his age at 15 plus. This one's a little bit more difficult. So Kaku. She is an Oni child, and it's confirmed that Onis age differently than humans. We first see her when she's still quite young in Yanagi's character trailer, and it definitely seems that she's grown up a little bit since first meeting Yanagi. But what that means for an Oni, I have no idea. That's why I've placed her age between 6 years old and 16. So we've worked our way from the oldest to the youngest, and you may notice there's some names left out. That's because there is next to zero known about the remaining characters. All that is known is their personalities and their appearance. Based on that, I have given the remaining characters estimated ages. But in the interest of time, I will go ahead and put all of them up on the screen right now. If you've made it this far, let me thank you with all of my little heart. I've dedicated a lot of time to Zenless. I started this channel 3/4 of a year ago in the closed beta tests, and it means a lot to me to know that someone out there is watching and enjoying. Anyway, I hope that I've entertained you, and I hope that I've gotten close to the real age of the Zenless characters. This is just my research and my opinion. Maybe you have a different opinion. Get at me, bro. Let's fight about it in the comment section down below. But for now, thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you enjoy Zenless Zone Zero, theories, lore, and more.
Are you ready?